Hey man, check it out. You tuned in with C's. I just dropped my most recent project. By all means necessary on all platforms. Make sure you tune in. And you are now tuned in to the Urban Product.
Yo, you already know what it is. You're listening to The Urban Product. It's your boy DME.
It's your boy Cozy Rich.
And we got a very special guest in the studio today. You feel me? We are joined by my brother C's.
What's good with it? What's good with it?
How you doing today, brother?
I'm good, bro. Lovely.
I love to hear that. I love to hear that. Rich, what's up with you?
You already know I'm living my best life per usual. You know what I mean? Niggas was just shooting this shit before the show. I'm in a pretty good mood. We about to have a pretty good show. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. Everything's lit. You feel me? Episode 191 of The Urban Product, season 8. Happy Black History Month. Once again, I'm going to say that shit all month long. And you want to know what's amazing about Black History Month, and especially about today? Today marks the 5th anniversary of The Urban Product. Hold on, you feel me? You feel me? February 8th, 2018. We got shit lit up in Bridgewater, traveled all the way up North Shore with it 5 years running up, you know? Shit's dope.
It doesn't even feel like 5 years, bro. That's crazy.
I'm hip. Congratulate yourself. Applaud yourself. You feel me? Because I feel like the Urban Products has come in so many shapes and forms throughout the years. So, you know, I just want to say before we get into the show, because we got a lot of shit to talk about, but before we get into the show, I'm going to just spend the first minute just to shout out to all of our supporters, all of our listeners, people who held us down when traffic was slow. There wasn't much shit to talk about, but they came kicking with us because we're funny as fuck. So when there ain't shit to talk about, we create shit to talk about. And fans and listeners have been holding us down ever since Bridgewater, Mass, all the way up to the North Shore. So we appreciate y'all for all the ventures that we were able to accomplish, for all the goals we've been able to reach within the time. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the Testing Lab, other platforms that we connected with within those 5 years. Shout out to all of y'all. Shit's been groovy, you feel me? A special shout out to my brother Rich, just because when he joined me on this journey, this podcasting shit was a mystery to my dog, you feel me? He just trusted the vision. He climbed on board, and since then we've been killing shit ever since, you feel me? So I want to give a special shout out to my dog Rich. We here. All right, now let's get into the show. C's, where you from?
Brock City. From the 8, Brockton, Massachusetts.
Brockton, all right, bet. I wasn't sure exactly where you were from. All right, Brockton, Massachusetts. I met you at the Testing Lab. I believe, has it been a year since you did the Testing Lab? Right. Where are you early? You came early when the Testing Lab started.
Yeah, before it was a big panel, before it was as big as it is now. I went over there.
You feel me? So very early when we were doing the Testing Lab, that's when I ran into my dog C. He impressed the panel. We connected, and ever since that one connection, I've been seeing you pop up on all different platforms doing your thing. So you know, bro. I commend people who come out to these events and then do the groundwork to stay connected, and then once you see them later on in the future, you know that they're already doing what they got to do on their end. So you feel me?
For sure. And shout out to the Sound Lab, shout out to the Testing Lab. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Noble, all of that. Make sure that y'all tap in with them. Any artists that are on the come up trying to get a spot to, you know, get your shit off, go over there.
You feel me? I feel like, okay, so as an artist that performed there, what was your experience going through that?
I mean, it's dope. You have to have a certain kind of skin to go up there and, you know, let people break apart what you're doing, whether it be the performance, the song itself. The Testing Lab gives a lot of constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not built for that, you might fold under the pressure. But it was dope. It was dope for sure.
Bet. I like to hear that. Since coming to the Testing Lab, I believe you released 2 projects.
Yes.
Since then, so it's been a year. So we got Product of the Pain, and then By All Means Necessary that dropped.
Just dropped on the 1st. Make sure you go stream that.
Feel me? Check all that out on all streaming platforms. We're gonna get into the music, but since this is your first time on the platform, I just want to give the audience a little background story about you.
Okay.
But before we get into that, let's just go ahead and open up the show with some music so people are familiar with the sound. You feel me? Okay. So I'm about to play a little music for the next next 2 minutes, just so y'all can be familiar with the artist that we're about to talk about. Like I said, he goes by the name of Cez, C-E-Z, if you're looking for him on streaming platforms. What I'm about to play right now is actually the intro of his Product of the Pain mixtape, or mixtape album project.
EP.
We call that an EP. So go ahead and check that out. You're about to vibe out for the next 2 minutes, and we'll come back, all right?
Yes, sir.
Can you turn my headphone up a little bit, please? Not the headphones, the laptop.
Back for the first time, nigga. Look, let's
never
get it
mind.
simple and plain. That it's nothing but respect when they mention my name. They at a loss when I stepped in the game. Stay on the porch, I came to carry the torch. Make it lit in my lane, for real. A Brett baby, grew up crazy, single mother held it down when I was running around aimless. Pound stainless, stayed around cause niggas running around banging, room raiding with my players, coaching drops like Al Davis. Nigga, shit, it still made it. Blessed to never see a prisoner spend the night at the Graves End. Been working on my craft and exceeding niggas who caved in. They'll never get it back, and I figured that's why they hate it. But they'll get used to this. Bullied the sport like I roofed this shit. Straight up created players. Ain't never find placement within the majors. In my city, they consider me the mayor. Done doing these niggas favors. All like this a nigga, them days up. These days don't pay attention that doesn't pay us. Ain't doing shit for free, word to me, you niggas gon' pay up. Don't bring that shit right here, I'm rejecting you niggas layups.
Damn.
Now, let's get paper. I done leveled up on niggas, I ain't finished. Everybody wanna be lit, but they lights stay dimming. Looking for comps, the problem is they grind ain't in it. Searching for knowledge, but they mind ain't in it. So I just mind my business. Can't waste a second, cause the time stay ticking. Moving my section, when the time came, nigga, you out your mind and think that I can't get it, it's crazy. Tell them I'm coming for mine, flame out the barrel, how I'm coming with lines. Could make a call, but I've been running with mines. Make the mistake of having fun with a 9 and watch your life change in front of your eyes, for real. But I digress, just a couple things I thought up, had to get that off my chest. All I know is if they ever ask you niggas who the best, and my name doesn't get brought up in the convo, then it's dead. I'm 100 steps ahead, my vision to the bread. Some niggas get caught up trying to walk into the ledge. Know some niggas was solid and thought talking to the feds. Never understood how niggas fuck with mice instead of men. Roll the dice and settle in.
That line applies heavily nowadays.
What's that? What line is that?
Ooh, let's talk about it.
The mice and men.
Hip hop changed, brother. You feel me? Hip hop has changed.
It's different, man. It's different. It's nasty.
You feel me? Shit, we saw Gunna outside not that long ago. Oh, you quiet for that, Rich?
You know how I feel, bro. You snitch.
Nah, I feel you. I feel you.
You say you dry snitching? Fuck.
Oh, Johnson, no, we on a podcast. It's our platform. You know, we voice our opinions, and when it comes to Gunna, I just personally think a nigga saying yes and answering all those questions the way he did, yeah, he snitched.
Yeah.
He ain't telling me otherwise. Now, I don't think it's gonna affect him though.
Probably not.
Yeah, it's looking slow for Thug though, unfortunately.
Stay up.
All right, so what I played right now, you just heard the intro off of Product of the Pain. Like I said, that's on all streaming platforms. Look it up, add it to your library if you fuck with it. All right, so let's go down to the backstory. So you say you're from Brockton?
Yes, sir.
Word, how long you been making music for?
Yes, bro. I've been rapping since I was a kid.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Shit. Shout out my nigga Cuz, old enough to eat cornbread without choking. So I mean, I ain't gonna put my age out there. Nigga. That shit don't matter. But I mean, I've been doing this since a kid. But you know, the past couple of years, started taking it serious. You know, learned what it took to actually take your music serious, and it's been going ever since.
Okay. Let's see. Product of the Pain.
That dropped in August, right?
Yep, August 19th.
What was the inspiration behind that project?
Pain.
True. What happened exactly? Or if you can't talk about it.
I always wanted to kind of make a project about, you know, a lot of the shit that I went through as a teenager, shit that I go through now type shit, just get it all out type. And I always had this idea that I wanted to call my first project, name it after my street, because that's where a lot of that comes from. So that's why the cover of it has the apartment building on it. Somewhere down the line it changed, turned into Product of the Pain, and you know, I surrounded everything around the title track. So that's kind of how that came about.
Word. You say you've been creating music, making music since you were a teenager, since you were a kid?
Since a kid, like 8, 9 years old. Like,
were you recording back then too?
Nah, that was just, you know, started writing, started rhyming, but I wrote my first song, hook, verse, hook, probably when I was like 8 or 9.
8 or 9. All right, word. So you write everything, not freestyling?
Yeah, I write.
Where did that, real quick, where did that come from? Because you said 8 or 9. Did you have like people around you that was in the music game or inspirations, or because that's just really early, you know what I mean? So
I grew up in my grandmother's house a lot. I grew up around my pops a lot. He was an artist. My grandmother listened to nothing but music. You know what I'm saying? I was a crazy Michael Jackson fan, and as I got older, I just started, writing stuff. It went from making parody songs to songs we heard on the radio on the bus, in the back of the bus, to me actually writing something one day, and it's been like that ever since.
That's fire. You said you were listening to a lot of Michael Jackson. What else was in the crib?
Shit, Michael Jackson, Marvin Gaye, fucking, let me see, Blackstreet Boys, fucking.
So you fuck with soul.
Blackstreet. What the fuck?
Nah, I
am
know what you're talking about. I know what
The-
you're talking about.
A lot of shit. You feel what I'm saying? Yo, don't look at me like that. I got a nigga off camera looking at me kind of crazy right now.
Because you confused, because
Yeah,
you
a little
combine
bit.
Blackstreet with
Yeah,
Backstreet
Backstreet
Boys.
Boys,
That's
that's
why.
crazy as hell. They gonna
That is
murder
a
me
little
for that.
crazy.
That is crazy as hell, right? But nah, a lot of that, old school shit, and I equate that to why I make music these days.
Yeah, I heard a lot of R&B and soul. What's it called when you were listening those people off? Like, you fuck with that? Like,
yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Hold
Hell yeah.
on, let me tell my brother. That's my
Shout out to-
shit.
Shout out to
That's
my grandmother,
shit.
shout out to my mother, shout out to my pops, you know what I'm saying? Because, shit, shout out to my great-grandmother. Because if it wasn't for her and a lot of the things that she was listening to before I could even understand what music was, I probably wouldn't even care to do it like this. So
I feel that. I feel that. Yeah, go
So
ahead.
I wanted to say, Product of the Pain, that came out in August, but before that I seen on music platforms, I saw a lot of singles on there.
Yeah.
Why was Product of Pain your first album if you've been making music for so long?
because I mean, that project was really me kind of like settling down, like, all right, I'm dropping singles, I keep dropping videos, and they're not going to nothing. I need to give people something, so instead of give them a whole album, give them, a shortcut with some good songs on it, but I promoted it like it was an album. So that's why people get it confused like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you push, because like I said, I've been tapped in ever since I met you at the testing lab. And one of the things that I respected the most about your career so far is like how involved you are with pushing your shit out there and like marketing your stuff. And I have a huge amount of respect for that. You feel me? Because nobody else is gonna do that.
Yeah.
Y'all as the artists, y'all got to be the ones to do that. All right, so that lets me know how seriously you take this shit, like rapping and all that shit. So when it comes to Product of the Pain, I just want to talk about what the process that went into creating that tape. You feel me? You got Hum Beats on the intro.
Yes,
My
sir.
dog.
Yes,
My
sir.
dog.
Shout
So
out to
Him a lot,
fucking
too.
Hum
You
Beats.
work with him a lot, huh?
Hum's that guy. You feel what I'm
That's
saying?
facts.
I say that. Hum's that guy. He's in the cut right now doing his Mad Chemist thing and shit. So whenever me and him link up, it gets crazy.
you feel me? And like
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I see that, I also think of it as a stamp. You feel me? Like I'm like, all right. So like if Hum's working with this dude, it's some shit that I gotta check out. You feel me?
Right.
Did he do all the production on By All Means?
No.
Swear.
Production was split between Hum did do one song on it. Showtime OTB, which is another producer that I'm working with, did 3 joints on there, and I have one on there from What's the Word Apollo, and has the producer from Fall River.
All right, word. I got confused because when I was listening to all the music, I just heard his tag. So often, I was like,
On Product of the Pain, he did 4, I believe.
Yeah.
He did. Don't ask me which ones they are right now because I'll probably butcher it. But he did 4 on that joint, and I'm telling
He
you,
did his
man,
thing.
when me and Hum get up, it gets crazy.
How that connection first started?
To the Bag, actually. One of the first singles that I dropped, which was also my first music video, To the Bag, I think I dropped it in 2019, or like the top of 2020 or something like that. And I had wrote it, recorded it in my bedroom, went to the Sound Lab to record it, ended up doing a couple of different things to it where I wanted to go somewhere else with it. I didn't own the beat. So I talked to Hum, I'm like, yo, I got this idea for this song. We'll come to the studio, see if you could. I got my vocals from my house, sent them to him, he made the beat over it, and then we've been locked in since.
That's fire.
Oh yeah,
That's fire. That's fire. I do want to go into the actual like creation of Product of the Pain. You feel me? So, you said obviously what birthed this project was pain,
Right.
but I just want to get into like more what your mindset was around the time when you were creating this album, if you don't mind sharing it. Like what you were going through, what inspired you to come out with it around this time, if you have been making music for that long. You feel me? Things of
Right.
that sort.
You know, the process of it is more or less kind of like I've always seen music as like a way to release whatever you're going through or what you've gone through. So I think at that point I was kind of just ready to get everything off my chest. You know what I'm saying? And start moving on to other things. So the songs on there, like I've told people in the past, are a piece of pain that you can relate to. Intro is more like an aggressive, I'm getting mine off, y'all ain't been giving me mine, woo, 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 all good. I don't care if you like me or not, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I've been hated on, I did this, I did that, whatever. No freeches, I'm tired of people, not seeing the worth that I have in myself and this, that, and the third. So all of that comes from a certain place of pain, and that's why it's surrounded by Product of the Pain, the actual title track. Because I wanted to put that in the middle of it as like the statement piece. You feel me? So that was more or less it. Why I put it out around the time that I did, I just felt like I wanted to put it out the beginning of the summer, get all the traction from it, give people time to enjoy it while the weather's nice, but things didn't work the way that they were supposed to, so August 19th was it. But I made up for it with all of the press runs and the content pieces and the music videos and the things that you have to put into a release to make it go as far as it can go. You know what I'm saying?
What would you say are your favorite tracks or your favorite track on the EP?
Which one? The one I just released?
Product of the Pain, yeah.
Circles, which was a dedication to my man Novi. Long live Novi. I had lost him that same year. That one meant a lot to me. Shout out to Anita D for doing the spoken word at the end of it. Shout out to Hum Beats again for putting it together. I sent Hum a video clip that I had of my man. I was like, yo, any way that you could turn this into, something dope? Bro hit me like 2 days later. I couldn't write to that song for like 2 months. No lie.
Why was that?
It's his voice.
So you were stuck for a little bit.
If you listen to Circles, that's not me singing it. That's not somebody that I hired. That's the voice of my man Novi from a video clip that I had of him doing some like prison shit on the table. You feel what I'm saying? So the process behind that, what it means and everything is the reason why that'll probably be my favorite joint off of the project.
I'll definitely say the project was solid, and I think the features that you got to join you on the project was great as well. Like Ed Summers, how do you say
that one back? Yeah.
How do you say the shorty's name? Uel?
Yep, Uel.
She's fire.
Yeah,
she's
shout out to Uel. Uel came in and did her thing for real. Like that. I wasn't used to working with a female artist. I wasn't used to working with that tempo of music, but she made the atmosphere workable. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Uel for sure.
I definitely think this tape has something for everyone, to be honest with you. If you trying to hear some real nigga shit, you trying to hear a nigga spit, you gonna hear that from C's. You trying to hear some melodic shit, you gonna get that from Uel and C's, you feel me? So I'm just saying that I think the tape has a lot for everyone.
And I kind of tried to do that as best I could. Because you want to show range. You want to show that you could be more than just a bar rapper. You know what I'm saying? I came from years of that. If it's not, if you're not spitting bars, you're not a rapper. Like, it took a while for me to realize, like, yo, you're going to need a little bit more than a bunch of punchlines to make something hit. So it's all a creative process. It's all, trial and error kind of thing. For all I knew, that song wasn't going to do anything. So you got to try everything.
And how was it received?
Good. Especially, the female side of things, which is a lot of the reason why I did the song in the first place. I'm not I don't do many of those songs. You know what I mean? So you kind of got to test your waters and see.
No, I meant like Product of the Pain as an entirety. Like, how was the reaction? How did it make you feel? Yeah,
it was beautiful, bro. It was beautiful. I didn't realize the support that I had as far as my music was concerned until I dropped that project.
How fulfilling did that feel?
Yeah.
Because I know what artists go through when they when they hold on to some shit, especially when it's the first baby.
I was about to say,
you feel
especially
me?
for everything you've been through,
And
like,
then
put
they get
into
the
tape.
reaction. Yeah, tell me how that feel.
It's really like a speechless moment because you're sitting there and you're like, okay, everything that I work towards comes down to this point, comes down to this release date, and then maybe like the week or two after it. I was getting mentions and you know, comments and video reactions well after that project had dropped. It's like, this is really, and it's still
in rotation.
It's still doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of made me realize, like, all right, if I can make this happen off of 8 songs, I need to put out 16 next year. You know what I'm saying? And I need to do what I did for this one twice as hard as I did last year, because then it builds everything up. You know what I'm saying?
No, I was just counting. So 6 months in between tapes. Was there a reason why you dropped so soon? Because usually a lot of people we talk to like wait a year in between releases.
People's attention span, bro. People.
I respect that. I respect that. Yeah.
And it's not to, you know, I ain't calling nobody stupid or nothing like that, but after so long of pushing one thing, people are like, okay, now what? You know what I mean? I pushed videos for, you know, 2-3 months. I pushed the album for almost, you know, 4 or 5 months. I got people calling me, yo, what's going on? Where's the rest of the music? So it does come with a little bit of pressure, but it's not pressure that can't be handled.
And that's something you kind of want to at the same time.
Yeah.
Especially with how saturated the music game is, you definitely want to stay top of mind. So that's smart of you.
Of course.
But like, definitely, let's talk about By All Means, or Any Means Necessary.
Nah, hold on.
By all
Before we get there, I'm still on Product of the Pain.
Oh,
We gonna get to By All Means Necessary, but I'm still on Product of the Pain. You feel me? So you were mentioning that. Because what I get from your music, it's like motivational to me. You feel me? Like when people talk about the pain that they experience, a lot of it's relatable, but obviously your experience is your own. So when I hear that and how people are able to get through those tough times, to me, I view it as motivation. You feel me? Right. So like from the intro moving on, it was just that, you know, it's just that's where we going, and that's the type of vibe that I got throughout the record. But with this project in particular, Product of the Pain, I wanted to say that I was curious, actually, because what you were saying on the record was very introspective, and I like how you said that, you write everything, dedicated certain songs to like your homies, so it came off as like very expressive. But outside of the music, are you like that in real life as well, or do you find it mostly coming into the music?
Introspective as far as like, you know, assessing myself kind of thing?
Yeah, or? Like if, like, for example, I found your music to be very expressive. Yeah. You feel me? Do you feel like you're also like that in real life, or do we more see that side of you in the music?
Oh no, I'm definitely, you know, expressive in everyday life. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, sometimes, you know, expressing yourself on the outside of what helps you express doesn't always come off the right way. You know what I mean?
I get what that means, yeah.
So the reason why I write is because I'm able to sit down and collect my thoughts. If I'm angry, if I'm, you know, upset or whatever the case is, instead of just, I may have just had an argument and lashed out and said some shit that I didn't mean, but I'll be able to write it in a song exactly how I mean. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely the same way in reality, is just a little bit more rough around the edges.
I feel that. Yeah, because I have conversations with artists, and they're like, and I'm like that too, where I'll have so many thoughts and expressions, but honestly, it may not all come out in conversation. Yeah, because like shit's like all jumbled up in my head. I can't really put the right words. You feel me? But if you're able to put it down on paper, right, and then I pass that into you, and now you're listening to it, I'm like, oh shit. Honestly, I didn't see any of that shit in you at all, but like hearing it makes sense. You feel me? So that's why I had to ask, because when people make music like that, I'm like, damn, like I'm hearing a lot of pain, but I'm like, I'm wondering
is it a build up?
You know that, and I'm wondering, I'm like, I wonder if like my dog got anybody like to talk to about this shit. You feel me? Like that's what I feel.
Nah, I feel that. I definitely feel that. I mean, truth be told, like I do. I have very good people around me. You know what I'm saying? I have some knowledgeable people around me that when it gets that time, they're who I talk to. But for the most part, I do try to kind of check myself before having to be checked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, so
I got you.
Before somebody has to tell me about myself, I've already looked in the mirror 2-3 times and say, yo, bro, this is what you got to get done. This is what you got to stop doing, or, you know, and then that reflects in the music, because I'll shit on myself in my music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got songs from years ago that haven't, you know, seen the light of day the way that they're supposed to, but I got songs that, you know, I've put all my shit out there. Not anything wild or anything like that, but just, you know, being introspective about how I am. And so that's the way that I like to be in my music. It's transparent.
Okay. All right. Bet.
It sounds like though that you're hypercritical, like you're critical of yourself too as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So like, how does that play into your music process? For example, in Product of the Pain, like selecting songs to actually put on to the EP. Like, did you create those songs specifically for the EP? Or?
No.
Exactly. So how did you basically figure out what I'm gonna do, like which songs are going on this? Yeah.
How did it get to what it was?
Exactly.
I mean, it came down to I knew that I had to put
content could be found on the screen.
I knew that I had to in my mind I knew that I had to put together a project. So I just started working on a pool of songs. You know, the shit that I was going through at that time was kind of reflecting in all of the music that I was putting out.
Yeah.
I mean, all of the music that I was writing. So I sat down. I'm like, all right, these are the 8 that I think it started at 7. I started with 7 songs at first. So I picked my 7, and I went and sat with a couple of different people. I'm an artist who looks for opinions. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm gonna take it, but I'll look for your opinion. What do you think about this right here? Maybe this should be up there. I have people that help with me. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a one-man army right here. I do have people around me that have helped with track listing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Showtime. Shout out to, you know, .com P. Shout out to the guys. And I trust their opinions and I trust their ear. So there was help, but the music making process of it was more geared towards, all right, this is the project that I'm working on. Let's make it that.
All right, bet. Before we go on to By All Means Necessary, I would love for you to choose one song off Product of the Pain just so I can play for the people real quick before we move on to the next project.
Product of the Pain.
Product of the Pain?
Yep.
All right, we'll play
Title track.
that.
Yes, sir.
So like I said, on all streaming platforms, go ahead and tap in with my dog, you feel me?
Product of the Pain. Might have to quit cold turkey like this nigga, man. Stop smoking some more shit.
I'm a product of the pain, I can't shake it off me. Gotta climb up on my ways, but it ain't just on me. When it's in you, understand that this shit get costly. Gotta come up with a plan, took too many losses. From the bottom, I'ma grind till I'm on my way up. Never showed it on the paper when it's time to pay up. Gotta climb up on my ways, but it ain't just on me. I'm a product of the pain, I can't shake it off me. If you never played the game, tell me how you talking.
I'd say Product of the Pain, not in the intro.
What's it called? Favorite joints? I would say honestly the intro and then the joint with Ed Summers. What's that one called?
All good.
All good. Yeah.
No Titles is up there though. That was definitely on repeat.
I appreciate
I'm not gonna
that.
lie. That was definitely on repeat too.
I'm the type of dog where I fuck with the melodic pain. You feel me? Like
Got it.
Dirk fan over here. So
Okay.
I just grew up like,
Okay.
you know, actually my dog over here put me on to Dirk. I can't even lie, but I didn't really listen to that type of music all the time growing up. But through college, I gained like an appreciation for it.
that
You
kind
feel
of
me?
music,
For that
right.
kind of music, yeah. Because honestly, like, if I have to keep it a buck, I feel like with the street persona, you like there's just all like these tough guy expectations, you feel me? So when I feel like someone is going through pain and they're actually able to like be melodic or actually sing their pain out, there's like a different level of respect that I give that, because you got to carry on being this tough dude all the time. And now you see this tough dude who actually don't mind singing on a track, and, you know, and I can connect to that. I'm like, all right, that's dope, you feel me? He'll do some shit like that and like don't care about us outside of opinions, you feel me?
Right. To kind of be vulnerable in that situation.
You feel
You
me?
have to be comfortable with that, though. You have to be able to, as an artist, like, I mean, I don't mean to interrupt the section, but like, you got to be able to be comfortable with expanding outside of what your artistry typically is. If you're just a bar rapper, kind of learn how to work with auto-tune. It might spice your shit up, you know what I'm saying? If you can't get access to a bunch of singers, find a way to work with your voice to make it so that you could do it. You don't gotta outsource with it, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of, even with this song, like, I wasn't super confident going into it, but I had to fashion my sound and you know, work with the tools that I was given to make it what it is. I can't fucking sing. You feel what I'm saying?
But most of the time, that's what it's like for all the rappers. You feel me?
I ain't gonna cap to y'all niggas. Like, you can't put me on a stage and just be like, hey, sing that.
See, but like, even with you knowing that, I have a respect that you're still willing to do that. You feel me? Like, on the record.
Stepping out that
like,
comfort zone and doing,
Like, I've seen, like, I'm also a big Rod Wave fan.
No,
you feel me?
No, his is.
Whoa. What you talking about?
For me personally, when it comes to, I was gonna say, when I fuck with it except Rod Wave, because that's all he does.
You feel like he just does it too much?
That's all he does, and it's just like listening to his shit after a while, I just get sad.
Cause he make that type of music,
you know. But that's all.
I know,
does.
but like all I'm saying when I use Rod Wave as a point, I was just saying like the fact that that's still pain music.
Oh yeah.
But he's vocalizing, like he's singing the entire time. You feel me? So like hearing a man sing his troubles, I don't know. I just have a different appreciation over if someone was just to rap it to me. You feel me?
I feel it.
It's just different connected. Like I said, I like soul. I like soul music. I like R&B music.
I think
So
you
that's
have a
just me.
different appreciation for it because of back to what we was saying, like showing range.
Exactly.
And being able to show a different side of what you typically do. And I think more artists should do that. I think more artists, especially around here, are starting to do that.
Exactly. Like that's definitely a big thing in hip hop now. Like everybody got auto tune now, so even if like you can't sing, it's alright because there's engineers and producers who are able to still get your vision out there. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a fact. All right, now we can get into By All Means Necessary. Go ahead, Rich. I know you're about to say something.
That was a grip. I'm gonna try to remember.
It's
All right. So how did we get to what was the reason behind by all means necessary?
By All Means Necessary was really like I was thinking about doing a because before Product of the Pain I had dropped a 2-song teaser, I guess you would call it.
Pack.
Yeah, a little pack called BTA, and I was gonna do the same thing kind of at the top of this year. And then I thought about it. I'm like, nah, that's kind of generic. It's kind of basic. It's kind of it lacks
substance.
Yeah. It's kind of just like, hey, you know what I'm saying? And I talked to another friend of mine who kind of said the same thing along those lines, and I'm like, all right, let me come up with something better. And it was gonna be, 3-4 songs. I'm like, nah, I just did Product of the Pain. So where's my head at right now? I'm taking all of these trips. I'm, going outside of Massachusetts to do this music shit. And one of the mottos on these trips that I go is like, by all means necessary. We're gonna do this shit by all means necessary. Go in, get out, get what we gotta get done. Cool. And I, ran with that. I'm like, all right, by all means necessary. Now, what songs are gonna, make that hit? So the first song that I came up with was Storm, and I was like, yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect. This sounds like the start of exactly what I'm trying to make it. And then I had the idea. I'm like, we could probably put some audio clips in the beginning of it, kind of to give a little preface of how the song's supposed to feel or what it's about, and then we just gonna go there. So that's kind of how that came along. Shout out to fucking Showtime, Justice Time Studios, man. That motherfucker's a genius, nigga.
Facts. Shout out to Showtime. You feel me? Facts. I could say my favorites off this joint are definitely Better
Priv.
Days
Priv
and
Freestyle.
Priv Freestyle. Yeah, Better Days and Priv Freestyle. You laugh. What was the laugh about?
Would you believe me if I told you I wasn't going to put Better Days on there?
Oh,
Would
why?
you believe me if I told you that I wasn't going to release Better Days at all?
Why? How long?
I mean, I feel like with that, it's a very melodic track. I think that might be one of the reasons why I fuck with it a lot. So I can see if that was probably why the reason you were like iffy about it, not knowing how the people were going to react to it.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
It's
you feel
that
me?
and the whole, maybe I went too far out of my range. Maybe I'm doing too much with this one. You know what I'm saying? But again, I appreciate the people's opinions around me, and I showed it to enough people, and they're like, "Bro, you're fucking crazy. Like you're bugging. If you don't put this on there, I'm gonna be hot." I'm like, you know what? I get the people what they want. I'm making it for me, but I'm also making it for ears to digest. So if I got X amount of people saying, "Yo, bro, you're bugging," all right, cool. I'm gonna trust that.
Dog, sometimes you need to go left.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yup.
like, because with the saturated field in this market, bro, there's new music coming out every day.
you gotta
And
do
like,
something to set yourself apart.
you feel me? With
Yeah.
all the styles that are out there, people will just hear some shit and be like, sounds like everything else. You
Exactly.
feel me? So like, you need to go left often. Obviously, that'll keep the people on their toes.
Right.
Like if I went into By All Means Necessary and then I was by track 2 or track 3, I'd be like, oh, this sounds like exactly like the last old project. Like it would have turned me off. You feel
Right,
me?
right.
But if I'm able to hear differences, or hearing you test out new shit, that's what's gonna keep me going throughout the whole project. I'll be like, oh shit, there's something new that I didn't hear on the next project. I'm like, all right, so that's what he's been working, like experimenting for like the past few months. I can fuck with that if this is the product he came out with after that. So sometimes you really do gotta go left and just leave it in the hands of God after. You
And that's
feel me?
that's kind of what it is. Like if you listen to the project, you hear a lot of that melodic kind of sounding shit.
Much
And-
more on this project than the last one.
Yeah, but that's because, Product of the Pain, around that time, I'm still developing that skill set, that, you know what I'm saying? Now it's more or less like, all right, I know I could do it. Let's try to do it better. Let's see how the people respond to this. Storm, the hook for Storm started out as a rap. Like I wasn't singing it. I took it home, sitting there with it, and like the melody just came to me, and I'm like, all right, let's try it. Product of the Pain came out sounding that good. Let's see what we can do with this. Yeah, and it's really all just believing that, what you're putting out there, people are gonna receive well, whether they do or not. Being optimistic about your music. If you're not, other people aren't gonna be. So, yeah.
All right. We mentioned earlier that it seemed like you were critical of yourself for the music. What do you think would be so far the biggest critique of yourself that you found when creating music? Like something that you feel like you need to improve upon.
Honestly, I think I need to get back to bar work. I think I need to get back to my bar work. I think I've been making songs for so long that, not saying that I'm still bar heavy, but I've been a lot more direction based with the way that I've been writing music.
Okay.
Rather than
Okay.
just like, you know what I'm saying? So I
Gotta
think
sharpen the sword.
I think that would probably be my biggest critique right now, is not to step away from the songs, but put more time into, firing up this pen type shit.
And honestly, when I hear that, it's easy to believe because I see you tapped in with my dog recently, who can do tremendous work if you need to come heavy with the bar. Shout out to my dog Devo, you feel me? I see y'all connected recently, and I'm like, well, I already know what that shit about to sound like.
Devo don't play around.
That shit gonna be
I already
nasty.
know. I don't know, because my dog Devo just has like this skill of when he's with other
I
artists.
don't know what it is about
You
Devo,
gotta come with your
fam.
pen. You feel
This
me?
nigga, man, we sat down and locked in for a little bit. Me and him sat down and locked in for a little bit, and that's what I'll say. But that time,
The face tells me everything I need to know,
mean.
bro.
That nigga is mean.
I'm hip.
Ugh.
I'm hip. Like I saw he was on your story. Y'all were at the Sound Lab and just playing some beats, or you was just in a
He
session
was
with him.
cooking that up right there on the spot.
Nah, I
believe
felt it. I swiped
boy
up as soon as
nasty.
I saw that shit. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah,
I
that
repeated
nigga nasty, man. Y'all need beats. Y'all need that real hip hop feel.
I ain't gonna lie. Ever since we got him on here, I've been hearing about him everywhere. After that, bro.
Yeah.
It's the effect, gang.
I didn't want to say that. You know? I didn't want to say that. But no, we were talking earlier while we were listening to music. I asked you if Kobe was your favorite player, just because I heard a lot of sports references and basketball references in your music. And do you come from that kind of background? Like,
Nah, I wasn't a sports player at all. I wasn't a sports player at all. I just pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Like I know how the game's played. I know some of the key plays, whatever. So I can make my references and everything. But I'm not a baller.
So you're always just geared more towards the music growing up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel that. I feel that.
When it wasn't bullshit, it was music, bro, for sure.
Music probably kept you out of the bullshit.
Definitely.
I feel that.
Definitely.
Nah, I feel
Most
that.
definitely.
I feel that. How are you able to remain focused throughout this time?
As far as
I mean, keeping the, knowing when to leave the bullshit away and focusing on the music.
what's the
you
biggest
feel me?
motivation, low key? Yeah.
my biggest motivation, my daughter, nigga.
Oh,
Daughter,
okay.
my daughter.
Congratulations.
That dogs. That's what is. Before she got here, it was really just the idea of like, this is what I'm doing. This is I always come back to this music shit. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stick to it. And then the drive behind that was like, nigga, you better make something crack. We can't be broke. You feel me? Like, but as soon as she got here, it was just like a whole new, like, rejuvenated feel. Like,
That hunger.
that's what this is what I'm doing it for. So, yeah, shout out my daughter. Everything about to be in her name.
I like to hear that. I like to hear
Everything
that.
about to be in her name.
You feel me? That's dope. You were talking about how you've been taking trips in and out of the state for this music. Was that happening before Product of the Pain, or did that come after?
That's a fucking great question.
Because it seemed like Product of the Pain is kind of what jump started everything in terms of you like jumping around place to place.
It did. I was moving around a little bit before Product of the Pain. Not anything as much as I've been doing lately, but yeah, Product of the Pain cracked off the.
That's what got a lot of people's attention.
Yeah, that's when I was able to start leveraging, not a lot of leverage, but able to start leveraging my creative and saying like, yo, look, I got this. Is there any reason why I should be over here in this state or going to this place? And shout out to the motherfuckers that I've connected with so far, because things are looking up for sure. So, any advice to any artists watching this? Move around, bro. Move around for sure.
Where you been?
New York, Michigan, Florida, Vegas.
Damn.
Yeah, it ain't crazy, but you make the most of the opportunities that you get, type shit.
Word, man. It's actually dope having your insight as an artist that does that, because big theme that's been around Massachusetts for years is whether or not artists should stay or go. You feel me? You being one of the artists that go. Can you just speak a little bit on your experiences in these different states and how it just differed while you were here making music?
I mean, the people you meet when you have a purpose to meet them, and how you treat those relationships are gonna dictate where they're gonna take you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can say that you want to do something all you want, but you go out to these other states and you go meet these people and you realize that they want it. Like, they're really trying to do this. Those are the people you want to be around. Don't half-ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I took that first trip at the Product of the Pain, made really dope connections. Really dope. And that's the thing, too. Like, people always complain about what we do and don't have out here in Mass, but aren't willing to leave Mass to go to places that do have it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, New York is, I said this shit in another interview, New York's like 3 hours away, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You find a good enough reason to be out there, you go in there, come right back.
And honestly, I think the dope part about it is like, yo, you got to go create your buzz in other spots. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, it's dope if you have a buzz back home, but there's literally nothing wrong with stepping outside a little bit and creating a buzz somewhere else, just so you can overall have a bigger buzz in the region.
I think it has a lot to do with like the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Internet helps.
I think it helps, but it gives people a false reality that you could just build your buzz off of the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that works for certain people, but outside of that, you have to move around. You got to put boots on the ground. You got to go show your face. You got to go do this, that, and the third. Not everybody is going to receive you well just based off of a post. You got to go show them who you are. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, the internet will fuck y'all niggas up every time.
I feel that. What's been the biggest thing you've learned since? Because I want to say after Product of the Pen, because I feel like that's when we really got the ball rolling on some shit. So far, what's been one of the biggest things you've learned that's helped you in your career so far, or your music making process?
I don't know. I think one of the biggest things is like, it sound cliche as hell, but like believing that what you're doing is what you're supposed to be doing. Like, I kind of started, when I started taking it serious, I kind of went into it a little bit timidly. But over the time, it's like you see what you manifest, and then it actually happened. It's like, all right, I'm here for a reason. I'm doing this for a reason. This isn't just for nothing. So I think post Product of the Pen, my biggest lesson was being confident in, this idea, this goal, the trajectory.
Trajectory.
There you go.
Got you.
There you go.
That's my dog.
The way I'm gonna be taking it. So, yeah.
That's fire. And you can hear that confidence with By All Means Necessary. Like you said, you were testing out new shit, and you got good reactions off of the last project. Yep. So you were able to bring that into like this project. And like, honestly, I understand when you say it sound cliche, but it's like it's real shit at the end of the day. Because honestly, people can hear that confidence. Like, we'll hear it in the music. If you're coming off a little bit more braggadocious, like, all that shit counts. All that shit matters. So you really do got to believe yourself, because it's literally what Devo said a few months ago when he was here. You can't be gimmicky in this shit. Because if you try to be, the listeners will pick that shit apart.
That shit.
Crazy.
They gonna see that shit.
They'll be able to pick that shit apart.
So,
crazy.
That's not you? Next.
Yeah, we ain't doing that.
Who else you got?
You feel me? Like, we've had to do that at the testing lab multiple times. You feel me? When we just see artists go on and they just do their things. Like, us as a panel will just be sitting there watching them, and then we'll just be like,
it's not it.
It's not connecting, or like what I'm receiving, I don't really see it for this artist. You feel me?
What he's saying is he's gonna be the Simon Cowell. So I mean, make sure y'all come with y'all
AR
shit.
Dev. That's AR Dev.
You gonna come with his shit.
I try. You feel I leave that to Chiz when he wants to do his thing. I let Charlie go crazy on an artist. I try not to. I try to just come back with the constructive criticism in the most respectful way possible. But if I don't like it, you can tell I don't like it if I just stick to a ranking. If I give you no advice and I just give you a ranking, that's how you know I did not like it. You feel me? But I try to give everybody a little piece of advice. I try to. That's why I'm there.
Giving you the behind the scenes to how he sneak this is.
Oh shit.
I don't sneak this at all. If I don't fuck with it, I don't fuck with it. But I'll tell you my ranking, because at the end of the day, you came to test your music. So I'll give you my ranking.
That's the least you can give you.
That's the least I can do. But I'm not going to go on a 2-minute rant. I actually fucked with what I heard, because it's not that.
That's crazy. Give some critique about why you ain't fuck with it.
Yeah.
It's all personal.
That's helpful though.
That would be the constructive criticism.
No, I mean, that would be helpful. You just gotta break it down in a way that doesn't destroy that person's, confidence.
Unless they ask, bro. Like, if they ask, like, that shit burnt toast. Ain't no
stick to the ranking, bro. I feel you.
Hey.
That's some, because there's like 9 other people who, especially when we're all on the same page, all 10 of us. At least 5 out of the 10.
Said I ain't gonna kill you like that.
At least 5 out of the 10 will give that person what they need to hear.
Yeah.
So who am I to just add to that? You feel me? Like, yo, they already did that. Here's your ranking. Go back and try again next time. You feel me? I don't gotta add to this extra sauce that everybody else is throwing. Like, I don't need 7 niggas to be like, yo, you're trash. You're trash. You're trash. You're ass. I'm just like, yo, 3, 2, 1.
Sometimes the 7th nigga is the most convincing. Alright, I'm gonna give it up today.
That's why today. When 2 times gets to that bag, I fuck with 2 times gets to that bag. When he has to be the one to say it. I feel that 100%. But honestly, off of product, By All Means Necessary. Not yet. I was gonna say we both agreed that Priv Freestyle was up there. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and let that one be the one to play. Unless you got a different joint you want me to play off.
Y'all rock with what y'all rock with, bro.
You feel me? And this time we're gonna let this one play out.
Yeah,
you feel me? We're gonna let vibes play out this time. So this is all By All Means Necessary. The EP is on all streaming platforms. C's Priv Freestyle. Let's go. Shit. And Kat, for this, can you just mute the R3 mics until you get like a thumbs up from me? Just so in case.
I'm trying to take away my beneficial. Shit is definitely trying to take away my benefits. I know they got me winning cause it's effortless. I know that I'm up next, the shit is evident. They tried me but they couldn't pin the evidence. And I've been out here bugging on them ever since. Only catch me fucking on your bitch because she elegant. Rather run 100 up with presidents while rolling up this medicine. Don't make me show a nigga how I get. I send an order of my sporters to your residence. And horror mask and text, get out of pocket and get tailor fitted. Talk like a sailor, give a fuck about who mans is with him. You better hope this Glock a jam when it come flaring, nigga. Cause if it click, it's bound to hit whoever's standing with him. I made a promise to myself that I will break the mold. Patience go, get out the rain if you can't face the cold. The flagrant foe, they hate I'm cocky but embrace the bold. I'm pretty sure that it's my confidence I'm hated for. Nevertheless, I kept it solid, never switched. Kept it silent when they try to do me in, but don't never mistake that silence for content. Over the time it turned to malice and resent. I fucked around and hit again. Got niggas hitting my line to make amends. Ain't making friends, it's never personal. Present these niggas a canvas, they paint the worst of you. Make me the villain in your story if it worked for you. But you gon' have to take that bullshit to the hearse with you. All I could count on in this world is my balls and word. Gotta make yourself seen when you run these curves. Still got PTSD, so we numb the hurt. Tryna make it out clean, but we come from dirt. Ain't nothing changed but the date and the time, nigga. Stay out the way or find a place in the ties, nigga. A different jungle when you raised with the lines, nigga. Ain't play the field, so you can't say shit to our niggas.
Ain't nothing changed but the date and the time, nigga. Stay out the way or find a place in the ties, nigga. A different jungle when you raised with the lines, nigga. Ain't play the field, so you can't say shit to our niggas. Word of God, nigga.
Hey, yo, chemistry.
All right, and that was Priv Freestyle by my dog C's. You feel me?
Make sure you check that video out.
Bars.
Facts, fire.
Did we ask you what your favorite was on REP?
On this one?
On this one?
Probably it's between Storm and Top Tier. Yeah,
I like that.
between Storm and Top Tier for sure.
I like that.
So you said you basically keeping the pressure on people's necks. You gonna keep consistently dropping after this?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not gonna give too much away, but this isn't the one and done. I'm not gonna wait another 6 months to drop another joint. I got more shit coming.
Are you gonna do you see yourself coming out with probably like a full length project anytime soon, or are you gonna keep going the EP route for a little bit?
I see it coming at some point. I do. Right now, I think building a buzz off of the music is more important than releasing a technical album. You know what I'm saying? Because it's still music at the end of the day.
What do you want consumers to take from your music?
Progress, not settling for normal shit, not settling for bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Elevating the way that you think, elevating your hustle. Anything that helps you prosper. I don't really like to tear niggas down in music type shit unless it's you whack ass fucking rappers, nigga. But outside of that, yeah, man.
Nah, I feel you. I don't like tearing niggas down.
Hey, man.
Except for you whack ass niggas.
Nah,
you gotta keep it a buck.
That's why I be talking to.
I feel you.
That's what be talking to me.
I feel that. Nah,
Is there any
yeah, go ahead.
is there any type of feeling though that you want people to get when they're listening to music, or
Motivated.
You feel me?
For sure.
Like I said, that's motivation.
For sure, definitely motivated. Like I've been hearing for some reason, I don't know why, because I don't make the music with this intention, but I've been hearing that like I make gym music.
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
That intro, give
I was
that
in the
feeling.
gym this morning, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Nigga hit his
This shit
PR.
This shit was going crazy.
Hey man, play the joint.
It was
go do a
leg day
couple
too.
reps.
I actually enjoyed today too, and it was leg day. That's how you know.
see?
You had me feeling myself dancing in the mirror and whatnot. So
That's crazy.
Let's go. That's a 5-star Yelp review. Go run that. You heard?
Facts.
gonna
I
lie.
like that.
oh, my.
And it sounded like when you were in the beginning, it sounded like the Sound Lab was a big part of your career in the beginning.
Oh, the Sound Lab plays a huge part. I've been fucking with Sound Lab since before they was in that building.
Yeah.
Sound Lab's been running for almost like, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 10, 12 years, something like that.
You feel me? Shout out my dog 211.
Shout out to 211. That nigga, his vision has been the same vision for years, bro. And to see it come into, you know, be what it is now is dope.
It's crazy what they did to that studio, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like if y'all are ever around in Brockton, bro, you gotta check it out. I've been in a couple studios within the state, but like when I pull up to the Sound Lab every single time and I see the renovations that they do to that spot, sometimes I'll be pocket watching, but other times I'm like, damn. Bro, I see everything they did within a year, and I'm like, God damn.
They moving.
They moving. They doing great over there. Shout out to them. It's a great team they got going on over there.
Sound Lab was actually where I threw the album release party for Product of the Pain. So shout out to them for that too. You feel what I'm saying?
You feel me? That's dope. Yeah. That's fire. That's fire. Honestly, bro, from like the time that I met you at the Testing Lab, real smooth, real professional. He came on the stage, and then like after the show, he like went up and introduced himself to everybody. And that's someone I knew like to actually take this man seriously, because like I said, he was willing to do the groundwork day one of pulling up to the spot. Yeah. And now that you're learning that you're actually from Brockton and have been coming to the Sound Lab for a while, it's dope to see what the city can do for its residents. Yeah. You feel me? Like if that makes sense. Like I think that's dope.
What people don't realize, like, and I've been saying this for a while now, like the Sound Lab is literally like the creative hub of Brockton. I'm not gonna say, because I don't know any other places like that are around, but you know, if there aren't, they're the creative hub right now with the South Shore.
And it's crazy because Testing Lab was how I discovered the Sound Lab. I didn't know the Sound Lab existed before the Testing Lab, bro.
Yeah, they've done all kinds of things. Like before they was in that building, they were doing school ciphers for kids that wanted to rap in schools, and they had classes for kids that, you know, after school classes for kids that wanted to learn how to do music. And like, it's always been that with Sound Lab. So they're definitely a cornerstone for Brockton and you know, South Shore music, period, if you ask me.
I like that. That's fire. Shout out to the gang, you feel me? Love that we're a part of that team as well. Shout out to y'all, you feel me? Can we talk a little bit about mass hip hop just in general?
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, word. Some of the artists that you fucking with out here.
Oh, shit.
It don't have to be people you worked with. It could literally just be anybody who you like. I put them in my top 10, top 5.
Yeah, nah, I fuck with my guys. I fuck with F&M Moot. You feel what I'm saying? I fuck with North Point Lil. I fuck with, you know, Scotty P. I fuck with Cuss Words.
This is all Brockton?
Yeah, I mean, these is my guys. I fuck with niggas like G.O.D.
My dog.
Who else? I gotta say, no bullshit, I'm coming up with a blank right now, but my Apple Music is full of local niggas, bro. Like, I listen to nothing but Massachusetts music, no bullshit.
I ain't gonna lie, Fraud with Cuss Words.
Yeah, you fuck with that?
That shit went hard, bro.
You wanna know what's funny? That was the song that I fucking performed at the Testing Lab.
Really?
Before I even put him on to it, before I put Cuss on that song, that was the song that I went to go test out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that was one of the songs that was on constant repeat this morning.
Word.
That's fire.
Hell yeah.
That's
Appreciate
fire.
that. Shout out to Cuss, man, for real.
You feel me? And all right, so we got artists, producers from the state. We got Hum. That's one of the dogs you've been fucking with up here. But like other producers you've been fucking with out here.
I don't think I've done one of his beats yet, but the boy Crew, that nigga nasty. I don't know, bro. I be Has an Apollo. Them niggas fucking. I'm trying to tap in with a lot more producers this year. That's for sure.
That's why we putting this out there.
I mean?
You feel me? So if you listening,
if you got shit,
tap in,
shit, man.
Tap in. You feel me? Because what I've been doing in terms of the mass scene, I've just been trying to encourage everybody to really build that artist producer relationship. You feel me? Because I feel like if you click up with the right producer, or you just got like the right team around you, I feel like that shit can elevate your sound to a whole nother level. Not just saying you specifically, but I'm like, yeah,
I can't not mention Devo, man. Shout out to Devo.
Facts, and shout out. My dog just dropped a great project with Funeral and Bell. That As It Is in Heaven go crazy.
That shit is nasty, bro.
So shout out to my dogs for dropping that shit. But like I said, that's like another example right there when you really have like that artist producer relationship and y'all click up. the shit that can do for your music,
bro, for
take your shit to a
sound,
whole nother level, bro.
everything. Like sitting there and actually cooking up with a producer to make music changes how music sounds, period, bro.
Facts.
Like I've done the whole go download a beat off of YouTube and then do whatever. And I've sat down with producers and it's like, yo, I don't never want to go on YouTube again. You know what I mean? And honestly, I barely do.
And that's fine, because all this shit is original. What's it called?
Right.
If
They
you
can tailor
come
it
up that
towards
way.
your sound. If you build that relationship and it's a strong enough one, they're gonna know what you need and as far as sound and shit. So
Like, exactly. Like, the fact that you sent Hum that clip of your dog and he was able to create something entirely around that, that's fire. Like, I didn't know. I couldn't tell, like, just listening about
man,
myself.
Like that was, fam, even now, like, I still kind of get the chills about that shit because I remember the first time that he sent it back to me and I'm like, yo, what made you? He's like, nah, bro, I got you. Don't worry about it. Like, that beat's nasty, man. And like I said, any producers that are ready to tap in, ready to get some work in, holla at me.
You feel me? Because like my dog said, he'll get that shit done by all means necessary.
All means necessary.
Make sure you tap
Yes,
in.
sir.
You feel me? Facts.
I gotta ask you though, because you from Brockton, and what I've been finding or seeing is that Brockton is, I wouldn't say a hub, but there's just a lot of talent coming out of Brockton. Whoa.
You got sick and tired of these Boston niggas, bro.
you hailing from Brockton. Could you just speak to that as to what is the reason for that?
Brockton has always been untapped as far as potential goes. You know what I'm saying? We've always kind of lived in the shadow of Boston or whatever the case is, but now you're starting to see that a lot of these artists that are moving around, Brockton's a topic when they speak because of what's coming out of there.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I'll keep it a buck, bro.
I've said it on other podcasts, bro. Like, I feel like Brockton is like the creative, like that. That's where it goes down as far as music is. Like, Boston got their shit. I'm not saying they don't, but the spitters, the kickers, the niggas that gonna give you something different that don't just sound like everything else, 9 times out of 10 they coming from Brockton, bro.
And I'll keep it a buck with you. And I'll keep it a buck. And this is real life shit. This is real life shit. So it actually makes sense. With how housing is going on in Boston, how housing in Boston right now is increasing at a tremendous rate. Gentrification is through the roof right now in the city. So
Inflation
so
high
many
as shit.
people are finding themselves leaving the city and going to the surrounding cities. You feel me?
Yeah, yep.
So Brockton is you actually can find a lot of people from Boston in Brockton.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know what
for
I
sure.
mean? So like now you have people stepping out and like you can't just put everybody in the Boston circle anymore because now everyone's outside of the city really making it popping.
Yep.
Like I'm 26, you feel me? So like when I really saw Brockton started to make a name for itself, and at least in my generation, it happened when I was in college, bro.
Yup.
I heard Fugazi. You feel me? And once I heard Fugazi and I found out that nigga was from Brockton, I was like, oh. Kick the door open.
It's up.
Kick the door
up.
open. And then after that, you started seeing like other people just slowly started to creep their way out of Brockton, like the Van Burens and
shout out to Van
just
Buren.
like everybody else. And now the door's wide open. People now know what Brockton, Massachusetts is.
Right.
Not saying that these people are the ones that did that, but like more eyes just started opening up and like, oh, it's not just Boston, Massachusetts. They got people out in Brockton. They got people out in Springfield. They got people in Lynn. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's actually people out there that just don't squeeze themselves in that circle. And I think that shit's beautiful. So when Brockton was able to do that and people were like finally able to see what was going on in that city, and like honestly, Brockton is
Small as shit.
I don't know. Brockton's pretty big.
Brockton's not that
Brockton's
small.
pretty
Well,
big.
he lives. So I feel like he knows better than us.
How big is that high school? That'll just tell
That
you.
high school is
That'll
big.
just
Brockton
tell you how
High
big
is
of a.
big.
The high
Brockton
school is
High
big
is
as fuck.
big.
Yeah.
Brockton High is definitely big.
Because Brockton's big.
Nah.
No. It's just not that many schools in the city. So like they put everybody in that. It's like Malden High, Medford High. It's like, it's the public high school. Everybody goes to there. So I feel that.
It's gonna look big if everybody from the city going there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying.
only high school that's in
It's
Brockton.
big. To me, it's big.
I feel that.
To me, it's big. I hear it though.
But what I'm just saying with the fact that also so many people from Boston moving to the surrounding cities. It's like Brockton, Massachusetts. I feel, and if I'm wrong, correct me. I feel like Brockton got a majority of us living down there. I feel like
Said Brockton?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like a good majority of black people and people of
Hell
color are now residing in Brockton or like maybe around Brockton.
I mean, it's been that way for a while. Brockton's always been a melting pot. Mm-hmm. No bullshit.
So I can understand why it can be a creative hub if you literally got everybody down there. And like you think about it, you just hop on fucking 2493, you close to the city. So if you ever need to get to the city, it's mad easy to get to the city. So like I can completely understand why Brockton could be going crazy right now. And I love that shit. I literally say like this is my North Shore home, and then when I go to the Sound Lab, it's my South Shore home, because it's literally two completely different scenes, you feel me? And that shit's fire every time I go down there and check it out. So that's dope. That's dope. I'm really taking this opportunity to learn like about you as much as I can, because the more that I learn about the artists, it makes their music stand out to me. Like the more that I listen to it, you feel me?
Sure,
All right, so let's see. Any other questions that I had just about my dog C's? The name.
C's comes from Julius Caesar. I was a history buff, and that was one of the things I gravitated towards. And it kind of just shortened over the time. So C's is where that comes from.
Bet.
Was there like a For By All Means Necessary February 1st? That was the release date, right? Was there any meaning behind that, or just
No
6 minutes?
No, it was just I was ready to get it out and roll it out. We had all of the content ready. I already did the pre-roll out, so let's get it out as fast as we can. Start pushing it so we could get ready for the next one.
Music videos for that coming soon?
Yeah.
I ain't
gonna tell y'all which ones though.
I was gonna.
I ain't gonna tell y'all which ones.
I feel that.
Yeah. Gotta have some kind of anticipation.
If you came across somebody that never heard your music before, and you were like, if you want to get hip to my music, I think you should check out these 3 records, what would they be?
These 3 songs?
Yeah.
Shit. I probably do Product of the Pain, Numbers.
That's a great song.
And probably No Titles, honestly. And that I'm throwing that in there only because it's different from the other ones.
Yeah, it showcases your versatility.
Yeah.
I feel that.
So
That's dope. That's fire. That's hard. That's hard as shit. Hey, we lit.
y'all niggas gonna ask me some questions I wasn't prepared for. Y'all got it.
Oh, come on.
You feel me?
I was, what's it called? When you reached out to us, I was like, hey, that's dope. Because, like I said, already familiar with you. And I saw when you went on your press run. I checked when you were out at CWTFB. And I was like, oh, they handled that joint well. So I think out of anything, besides just your music, I was very just interested in your story, you feel me, and like how you carry yourself. Like I actually do want to sit down with this man and talk to him, like pick his brain about some shit, because I feel like he actually does have some shit to say, you feel me? So like I said, I'm happy that you were able to come down here and actually chop it up with us for a little bit and kick it.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm always trying to learn more about the artists coming out of the state and see what we can do to fucking uplift them any way that we can, you feel me? It's just dope.
Yeah.
It's just
Now
fire.
that you was on here, we definitely staying tapped in to stay connected and see what you cooking in the future. So
I'll be back for sure. I mean, before we get up off here, congratulations to y'all on y'all 5 years.
I appreciate that.
That shit's super dope.
I appreciate
Y'all
that.
got a dope platform here, man. Keep doing what y'all doing.
Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah.
Before we get 2 things, tell them where they can find you at.
I mean, you can find me on all music platforms under C's. That's CEZ. You feel what I'm saying? My latest project just dropped, By All Means Necessary. Go check that out. You can find me on Instagram, THEMC_CEZ. You feel what I'm saying? And that's all across the board.
And second, is there anything you want to tell the people that you didn't get a chance to tell them?
If you believe in it, chase it.
Facts. All right. I think with that being said, we can go ahead and get into our reality checks. You feel me? So I told you a little bit before the show began what reality checks are. For the people who may be tapping in with the Urban Products for the first time, I will go ahead and just give you a rundown. These are our closing remarks. You feel me? This is our chance. If we want to spit some wisdom, if we want to preach for a little bit, tell the audience what they need to hear, this is our time to do that. You feel me? We normally start with my dog, Rich, and then we go down to me. You feel me? 5-year anniversary, Rich. What you want us to tell them? Go ahead, reality check.
Shit. Yeah, if you want something, you got to put in the work in, especially if you're trying to involve other people in your struggle. No one's going to commit to something if they see the person who had the idea, the person that brought them all together, half-assing it, not putting in any effort, dragging their heels and whatnot. First of all, you're burdening people and you're burdening yourself. Like I said, you do not commit to something if you're not willing to put in the energy. It's just a waste of time, waste of effort, and we don't need that at this point. So that's my reality check for y'all. Keep it short and sweet.
I feel you.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
I got some. I'll piggyback off of that one. Your dreams don't care about your excuses. Only you want what you want. If you really want it, like you said, you gotta go out and get it. And don't expect other people to care about those excuses as to why you're not doing what you're doing, man.
That's a fact. I feel that. I feel that. Shit. All right. Now my reality check. You feel me? And this is something that's been on my mind for a while lately. So I'm gonna tell the listeners this, right? Don't expect someone to do what you're not willing to do yourself. You feel me? So like, classic example. This is what's been going on with me, right? So, we busy every day. You feel me? We all got shit going on. We can't keep in touch with everybody at all times. But when we do reconnect, it's love every single time. You feel me? So I've been dealing with this with family and friends recently, where I'm just like, yo, if we don't talk on a consistent basis, I don't take any offense to that, because I know we all got regular shit going on in our lives. But when we tap in, it's good. So when I see that maybe I haven't talked to somebody in a long time, I accept it and I'm all right with that. I'm cool with that. You feel me? But then when it's like, yo, when we both take the mutual route of not reaching out, for some reason lately, people feel like I have an issue with them because I'm not reaching out when it's been a mutual effort between us two. You feel me? I'm like, yo, dog, niggas, y'all have my phone number. You have the easiest way to reach out, but y'all choose not to. But if I also choose not to reach out, that means I have an issue. And I'm just like, yo, guys, y'all can't expect people to do what you won't do yourself. You feel me? So with that being said, people, stop expecting shit from people if you're not willing to do it yourself. You feel me? And I'm also talking to everyone out there who may be dependent on another person. Let me also talk to y'all. If you are dependent on somebody for too long, eventually you're not going to be able to live life without that person. And best believe there's a thing called free will. So that person could walk out of your life whenever they feel like it. You fuck up once and that person is gone. And now look at you. Stuck. Not being able to take care of yourself because you've been spending X amount of your life depending on this one person to fulfill certain duties. You need to get yourself out of that box. Whatever you feel like you're not able to fulfill for yourself, or whatever you feel like you're not able to handle yourself, go ahead and figure out how to handle that shit yourself, because eventually that person is not going to be there and you are going to be left struggling and suffering, and nobody wants to live their life that way. You feel me? So with that being said, get yourself out of that box, figure out the shit that you got to handle yourself, and stop expecting people to do shit that you won't even do yourself. You feel me? That's my reality check for the people. All right.
Mic drop.
You feel me? C's, I want to say thank you for pulling up. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
It's been dope connecting with you. You feel me? A year later, it's dope that we were able to do this, so I appreciate you for reaching out. Really, I do.
Absolutely.
All right. And for everybody else out there, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to our social medias at The Urban Product. You see my dog Rich wearing Urban Product merch. You can go onto our website if you want to cop that. We got all different flavors, all different colors. Go ahead and cop that. before your shorty runs your closet dry. You feel me? So do whatever you got to do. Make sure you're tapped into his music. He got 2 EPs and mad singles out on streaming platforms. So y'all got no excuse if you say that there's no music from this man. And yeah, that's pretty much it. With this 5-year anniversary, I just want to say to all the artists that we've connected with within these 5 years, first, I see all of y'all doing amazing things. And let me just be the one to say, I appreciate you because honestly, let me not even go down route. But let me just say I appreciate the artists that we've connected with within the last 5 years because honestly, I feel like my recommendations are golden. You feel me? I feel like the UP stamp is gold. Any artist that pulled up to this show afterward, they went on to do great and amazing things. You feel me? And so just know when it stands by the Urban Products, we're actually doing our best to put you on to dope artists. You feel me? We're trying our best to put you on to what the best that the state has to offer. With that being said, if I haven't responded to your emails, hold on. Work harder. That's all I gotta say. Work harder. And eventually, maybe I'll see that shit again and maybe we'll have a conversation. But with that being said, shout out to all y'all. We've been doing this shit for 5 years. I have a certain timeline where I see shit going for. So the fact that we hit the 5-year mark, ooh, that means a lot of shit that I've been wanting to do, I can slowly start rolling it out now that we hit that 5-year mark. You feel me? But it's all been dope. Make sure y'all stay connected. It's been your boy DME.
It's been your boy Cozy Rich.
See, you know the vibes.
You feel me? You've been kicking it with the Urban Products. We'll go ahead and catch y'all next week.
Love.
Deuce.